how to become a wife and attract love in 90 days. So where do you meet quality men? Anyone meeting quality men can help us with this?
First of all, Sabrina's course is phenomenal. I have learned so much, and it definitely is a course of deliverance. And I learned how to be feminine from Sabrina's course, and also took her advice. So I've been learning how to be elegant, how to be feminine, because I had it all wrong previously. And so I've had people just men offer to do lots of different things for me. And where I go to, it's a fellowship, and there are a lot of really godly men.
Good.
So, yeah, and I wouldn't have been ready to have met these godly men a year ago. I would have screwed it up because I had no idea about being feminine, what men wanted, and just I had no idea about being the woman that God's designed me to be. So I believe that if I'd have met my husband a year ago, I would have just probably repelled him, to be honest with you.
Thank you so much for sharing that. But that's a clear example of leveling up in your femininity. And this is what women tell me all the time. More men are coming. There's another person, if she's here, if she's not shy, if she could talk about that. She's just talking to me. We're talking for over an hour, and she was telling me how men are coming to support her, men are helping her, how, you know, things just change, even her relationship with her daughter. I have mothers in my community that are saying, my relationship, this work has impacted my daughter. So we're talking about generational, and it is a healing, it's a very intense deliverance program, right? And so people were saying, my daughter's changing. Someone else said, you know, their daughter, for the first time, their performance went up in school, and they believe the work she's been doing impacted her daughter. So if anyone is in my community that wants to share, and you're happy to share, please do. But this is the work. That's the power of the work on femininity. So thank you. I really appreciate you, Lynn, for sharing that. So you meet quality men at the place of femininity, at the place of elevated beliefs, right? And because of time, I'm going to whiz through this, but we could go through that another time. But when you elevate, you meet men. All right. So the full blueprint is here. This is it. This is the Spark to Love method. So the first method is around your, and this is the program, this is what I take through my clients through the process. So it's all about self-mastery. This is all about self-love, knowing yourself, knowing where your gaps are, your weakness, your strengths, being very confident and building self-esteem. Part of the currency of the dating and relationship market is your confidence and your self-esteem, as well as your relationship skills, as well as your femininity. These are currencies that if you're going without these currencies, there's no point. Going and looking at those subconscious beliefs that's sabotaging you. And it's also about also knowing what your weaknesses are, knowing what your needs are, really loving on yourself, understanding what your feminine needs are. The second bit we work on is your purpose. And purpose, people think purpose is one thing. It's your purpose, right? So this is working on what God told you to what God has called you to be. A big part of what we work on is our faith, our relationship with God. We're working on our creativity as women, actually working on a purpose or passion project. Passion is a massive thing for us as and unfortunately we've been conditioned to go to work and work on somebody else's idea, which is nothing wrong with that, but we're leaving our own calling, our own purpose. So what I do is bring people back to their purpose, because when you then build on purpose, that's when you attract purpose. And also we're working, a big part of purpose is about doing what God has asked us to do, going back to your first love, going back to those routine of being a wife to God first, and those, passion area and fun and leisure. This is all part of purpose, having a very complete, fun-filled life. Right. The third area we work on is around your attraction, your femininity, and that's looking at attraction and femininity in various levels. So it's looking at your outer appearance, it's looking at your beauty, it's looking at your mind, your way of thinking, it's looking at your character. So yeah, so and then we go into deep inner healing work. So this program really is a deep inner healing program, and also we look at your relationship skills. Okay, how to set up boundaries. You don't start to learn about being a wife, like I said, with your husband. You learn with the people in your life, those difficult people in your life. These are all training ground, but society tells us set boundaries, cut them off. Cut them off. Anyone that annoys us, we cut them off. Not saying that there's people we should cut off from our lives, but right now we're taking things extreme a little bit. But what we're doing is we're not developing. Some people have been put there to really develop our character, like that scripture said. Some things that some people, difficult people, are there to test and build up your femininity. So learning how to have those difficult, challenging conversations, how to relate with people, develop boundaries, communicate, flirting, how to flirt. And also it's about breaking generational cycles and curses. So that's the last method, breaking generational cycles and curses. You do the deliverance work, you do a lot of that work. Then you need to then start entering the phase 2 of mastery and becoming a feminine wife and mastering a feminine wife lifestyle in a community of people. So this is talking about your lifestyle. This is talking about your daily, day-to-day habits. So that's why some of us have done courses, we've done programs, and then we forget about it and go back to living our lives. Just to clarify, I don't make husbands. So this is about turning you into wives. And so the first phase is a 90-day intense program, where we're working on those things. And phase 2 is the mastery. But we're in a community of women. We have wives that are going to be supporting us. Okay, we have men, we have couples that will be supporting us. So yes, you will get the wisdom God has through me, but I also know that I also need wisdom. So there's people, my own mentors are going to be coming to support the group, right? So those of us that want to hear from real life wives will do that. Those of us that want to hear, we have experts, because a lot of women, the women from my program that have been through phase 1, a lot of them are working on their finances. So I'm liaising with people that will just help us to, our passion projects. I am inviting you to my community to come and join a community of women, of feminine wives who are going to be proactively working on their femininity.